So, Mayor
That's
Clark, I just got to be specific here, right here on INA. As it relates to the public comment time or times that are not disruptive of the meeting, can we, the people, clap?
If we, the people, can do it decently and in order, fine.
The real issue here is that he gets to decide what's decent, what's in order, what he likes, what he doesn't, when it's okay and when it's not. Pure dictator behavior. That's the problem. He's just making up rules based on how he feels in the moment. Hey yo, it's your girl J9 Eve. Make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to dive into the comments and tell me what you think. Seriously, is this man a dictator or not? Because what you're about to see is wild. This guy is the mayor of Harvey, which just so happens to be Tiffany's neighbor. And the two of them? Oh, they've got a lot in common. I mean, a whole lot. This right here is pretty much part 2 of a story we've already seen. Jedediah recently did an interview with Harvey Mayor Christopher Clark, and let's just say the man runs his meetings like a true authoritarian. You won't believe this. Apparently, you're not allowed to clap in his meetings. Like, literally. If you clap for anything, you get physically removed. Imagine that. You're sitting in the audience, something happens that you support. You show a little appreciation, and boom, you're out of there.
Okay, I see somebody on here talking about clapping.
That's right.
Okay. So, all right, what y'all want to do about that? Tell you what, because I don't even know what people saying, so, but.
Jedi actually addresses this and tries to ask if clapping can just be allowed again. And what makes it even funnier is another caller calls in and gives this man the business. We're about to entertain ourselves with a so-called leader who says clapping is banned. Unless, of course, the applause is for him. Then suddenly it's all good. I bet we could find a clip of someone clapping for something he said, and he wouldn't bat an eye. Just like Tiffany. Exactly like Tiffany. All right, let's get into it. And it's wild because he don't even know what they're saying, but he's still up there nodding like he does. Like, sir, what are you agreeing with? All they said was clapping, and he's over there like, yeah, and what you gonna do about it? Sir, what? You don't even know what they're talking about, but you're already in defense mode. She literally just said,
Once again, the issue is here, everybody. I see you laughing, so I hope you're laughing at something funny. But
And we clap.
the issue here is, and you know what? We got a meeting on the 9th.
June 9th.
Okay, so we're gonna run, I guess, a clapping experiment or something like that. Because the thing about it is, if the clapping starts to get in the way of the business, is when it becomes disruptive. Okay,
clapping. That's it. That's all. And you're out here acting like someone insulted your mama. Like, relax. They're talking about clapping, and you're giving them the and what now energy, while also claiming you don't know what the topic is. Make it make sense. Yeah. See, the real issue here is that what he calls getting in the way of business is really just anything that irritates him. Like, if you make him feel like he's not the king of the castle for even a second, then suddenly you're a disruption. Now he can't move forward, he can't focus, he's too deep in his feelings. That's what's really going on. I think, when he says that.
Well, no, I ain't gonna say that. I was gonna say, act like you in church.
You said not disruptive. I heard you and I understood it.
Yeah, if it can be done decently and or like I said, the issue is that we're clapping like we're in a high school graduation. That's my baby. I love.
That's what he actually means. Is that what you mean, sir? No? Yes? Okay. Thought so. The problem is that you've appointed yourself the one who gets to decide what's decent, what's in order, what's acceptable, what's not, what you like, what you don't, when it's okay and when it's not. That's called being a dictator. That's the issue here. You're just out here making up rules based entirely on your emotions. But sir, your feelings, they don't matter. Not here. Not in this role. No, your feelings are irrelevant. At home? Sure. In this room, on this job? Absolutely not. Your feelings don't matter here. If you're that in your feelings, step down. If you still want this job, your emotions need to take a seat. They have zero to do with the actual business at hand. None. because it's against him. That's what he means. It doesn't, oh my God, this isn't the place for that. Like, if somebody says something that really moves folks because they're dragging you, people are gonna want to clap. Let them clap, man. You just mad because you got your butt whooped. Look, my skin ain't that thin. I got thick skin. Like, I said, let us clap. Let us work. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
And if it's not getting in the way of the business, I mean, fine. So you like something, yay. You don't like something, yeah, oh, boo. Well, yeah, I guess you can boo too. But the bottom line is, you can't be disruptive.
So,
And
Mayor
that's
Clark,
the
I just got to be specific here, right here on INA. As it relates to the public comment time or times that are not disruptive of the meeting, can we, the people, clap?
If we, the people, can do it decently and in order, fine.
Was that a real laugh? I don't know what that was. That was the weirdest sound that just came out. I don't even know. Give up the no clapping thing. You would make me a happy man if you just say, as long as it's not disruptive, clapping is allowed. Okay, well, then let's do this. Let's build a bridge to better relationships. Yes, I can agree to that. Let's build that bridge. First clap, here we go. But man, he full of it. He really is. 'Cause he added his own condition. He's like, sure, I'll let them clap. Unless it's disruptive. The problem is, what does he consider disruptive? When it's negative, toward him? When people clap about his downfall? When he messes up? When folks are laughing because he said a word wrong? Suddenly everybody got to get kicked out, all because his feelings got hurt. He's treating this like it's his little man cave. It's not. This ain't your man cave. It just ain't. Matt Clark, I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like, ever since I started interacting with you, I've been trying to give you a chance. I did call you when that arrest happened. I did reach out about things I was concerned about, and you did respond. And for that alone, I want to say, I appreciate you. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the truth come out, beyond the emotionalism and the loud talk. And here's how I see you. You're anal, and that can make people misunderstand you. You're methodical, but okay. If that's who you are, that's who you are. You are anal. Jediah wasn't lying. You're anal. Very, very anal. Like, y'all gotta do it this way. It has to go exactly like this. No clapping, no stepping out of line. There's no room to shift, no space to breathe, no flexibility for others to think or feel or act differently. It always has to be your way. When you're around, it's all about what you want, how you want it, when you want it. That's who you are. And you might not like to hear that. Okay? Okay. But I do think there's room here, if both sides, including the public, listen. Up, y'all. You're looking at a man who has stood up against just about every level of politician out there, if that's even a word, political level. Okay, now he blowing flowery smoke up his own ass. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fast forward to the moment when this caller comes in and basically gives the mayor the business. You know, like, who do you think you are? That kind of energy. Okay, caller, you got the floor. And no, you're not local. Go ahead. You're not a local? No, I'm not. Hi, how are you? Man, last time you called, you had us laughing off the air. That was a fun night. Good to talk to you again. Chris Clark, I don't even know where to start. I got so many questions for you. I don't even know where to begin. You only get one. Only one? Jay, there's 30 people waiting. Now there's 35, and I can't even get to them. Oh my God, okay, I got you. I just want to touch on one thing you said tonight, about clapping. You come off like a narcissist. Most folks would say you are a narcissist, or, like Jed said, you're anal. And that's fine. It doesn't make you a bad person. But you don't show up with a servant's heart. At least not in your meetings. You act like you want full control, like a dictator. Why should the people in Your city have to bargain with you just to clap during a public meeting in a building that's paid for by taxpayers? That's their right. Period. And I don't get it. I don't know if it's an ego trip or where you get that mindset from. You're a lawyer. You should know what their rights are. Yeah, well, he's supposed to know the law. But you would think cops knew the law too, and clearly they don't. Civilians gotta constantly teach the police the actual law. That's wild. You'd think he knows, but you assuming he's a good lawyer. A lot of people are good at talking, not at law. They just know enough to get by. They're smooth talkers. They're charming. And that gets them through. But that doesn't mean they really know the law. So why should anyone have to bargain for basic rights? You pull that same stuff with the councilwoman. You do it with others trying to hold you accountable for the mess happening in your administration. And it's real easy for the rest of us to see who's on your good side and who's not. And the ones who ain't? They catch hell in those meetings. That night, when that councilwoman got arrested, I watched that meeting. I saw her trying to bring up an issue. You didn't want to hear it. So you had somebody shut it all down, and that's when everything blew up. But guess what? They got a right to be there. They got a right to question you. And I hope, if you're really working with Jed, if you're actually trying to engage, listen, and grow, then you take all of this into account. Or maybe you already heard the one part you're waiting to respond to and you're just sitting there rehearsing your comeback. I'm not a fan of humans in general, just so y'all know. If you're new to the channel, I think humans are weird as hell. But still, just look at this. Between you and the residents, you need to approach it with a servant's heart. Because you work for them. They don't work for you. And that's what's missing in your meetings. Yeah, they're paying your salary, you piece of crap. That's what she's saying. They're the reason you're getting paid. If they stop paying, you get nothing. And the way you're looking? What? You think you're intimidating? Sitting there mean mugging your own camera? That's what you're doing. Staring into your own damn camera like, I'ma show them who the boss is. Sir, what even is that? I hope something good comes out of this. Good job tonight, Jed. I'll wait to hear your response. But seriously, do better. I have never seen a mayor like you and Tiffany, and it is not a good look. At all. Yeah, you don't want to be boxed. In with Tiffany Henyard. You don't want that label on you. That ain't a compliment. Not even a little bit. Oh, and let's not forget. This man tried to become a supermayor. For real. He was actually trying to get that Thornton Township supervisor position right around the time Tiffany was losing hers. He was out here running for it, even though he told folks he wasn't going to. That was a lie. He was trying to be the next Tiffany. He wanted to be a super mayor. So maybe we should just start calling him that, to make him feel better. And maybe then he'll stop being a bully. Now let's see. Let me know in the comments if you think his response to this whole situation will be respectful, thoughtful, understanding, humble, all the things it definitely won't be. Or do you think he's going to come back with that? You can't tell me what to do. I'm King Energy. Let me know in the comments which one you think he'll be, and check if you were right. Because honestly, it's not looking good. Not even a little. Mayor Clark, I will agree, it doesn't look good. Hold on. She says she. No, see, look. Jediah's already getting ahead of himself like, oh, he's agreeing. Nope, just wait, stick around. Then she left. Dang, that got good. Girl, come back. Go ahead, man. Clark, you got it. She got you. What's up? Yeah, I will. To a certain degree. I will agree it doesn't look good. Which is one of the reasons why. But once again, if somebody's trying to fix the problem, that in and of itself is progress. As far as I'm concerned, I've been called worse things than being called a narcissist. Yeah, you've been compared to Tiffany Henyard. It doesn't get worse than that. I think that's a very inaccurate description. But okay, everybody has a right to their opinion. As far as the meetings are concerned, you don't have to negotiate that. But there are certain things you can't do in the people's house. Here we go. Can't do it. Here we go. Can't do it in the people's house. In the people's house. It's the people's house. There's certain things you shouldn't be able to do in the people's house, but it's the people's house. It's their house. Okay, but then he brings up the White House. You can't do it in the halls of Congress, he says. See how he immediately compares his little city building to the White House. Sir, you are not the president. You're not. You're not a king. You're not the president. You can't go to the state capitol, be in the gallery, and just decide to say what you want to say or talk. Oh, I'm sorry, but yes, they do. They do. They say the craziest stuff in there. Indeed, they do. In Congress, they step forward and say everything they want to say. You is lying, honey. That's a lie. That's where they do say the stuff. The people in there, they get to say it. They say whatever the hell they want, talk when they want, do what they want. And yes, they will remove you if it gets out of hand. I think one of the difficulties is, it reminds me of, what's his name? Malcolm X? That's too much power for one black man. Look at that. It always turns into that. Always. It's the weirdest thing. Like, you never know when to pull the race card because this ain't it. It could just be you being a jerk, but no, you sound exactly like Tiffany. It's because I'm a black man. That's why they don't want me here. That's why they don't want to listen to me. That's why I shouldn't be able to kick people out and have one woman dragged out by 6 men. It's because I'm black. No, it's because you're full of it. That's why. I hate that for you. I hate that for whoever has to look at you. Jesus, that is so crazy. Oh my God. A black man shouldn't have that much power. Power to what? To throw people out of a room? That's what makes you feel powerful? I don't get a kick out of it, he says. Oh, you don't? I just want to take care of business. Oh yeah? And so I do agree, to a certain extent. That's why I'm here, trying to figure out how we can fix this and work together. Sir, I'm not buying what you're selling. He's still full of it. When people come in and start clapping, if it's in his favor, he's going to be fine with it. He'll be like, see, clapping is fine. But when it's not for him, when people are clapping for someone dragging him, suddenly it's too much. Suddenly it's disrupting the meeting. Suddenly you can't be doing that. Right, Chris? Chris said he don't like to be called Chris because he's mayor. He said I should be called Mayor Chris, Mayor Christopher Clark. But then he also says, I'm just a regular old guy. I'm just Chris. I like people to look at me like I'm one of them. But then someone calls him Chris and he's like, show some respect. Put some respect on my name. Yeah, absolutely. Not, sir. That was in part 1 of this month's nonsense posted a few days ago. This man is a walking contradiction. He just needs to sit down somewhere. The energy is giving very small. Now he's talking about starting a public works committee. Okay, it'll be a civil committee. Because even though, once again, things have gotten better with public works, even though things have gotten better overall with the grass, dumping, and the city looking cleaner, I want people to understand exactly what goes on in public works and what it takes. And when they see, say for instance, the grass isn't cut over here, okay, well, help us figure out a way to get it cut. Help us figure out a way to come up with the funds to do what needs to be done. Because when you start to join, oh, I'm going to create more committees. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to just see the same old. I want to see other Harvey residents with ideas come forth. Not just ideas, solutions. I said, then what's your job? What's your job? To tell people when and when they can't come inside a building? So you're playing more of a security role then, right? You just watching the door, taking coats at the door as people come in, to do your job. Okay. Oh my God. I want y'all, I challenge you guys, even though I'm the one getting paid to do it, I challenge you guys to come in and figure out where we can get money, what kind of stuff we should have, do all the things I should be doing. I want y'all to do it. I'll make a committee. It's going to be volunteer-based, of course. Because the paycheck, that's for me. None for you. That's the part for me. Do your job, sir. Stop trying to figure out how to get somebody else to do it. You don't mind putting people out of meetings, though. That part of your job? You good with that? You fine with that? I want y'all to come in and do the stuff. Is you gonna pay me? No? Didn't think so. Share that paycheck? Oh, you didn't want to do that part, huh? I don't like you, sir. I don't know if it's obvious yet, but I don't like you. I don't trust you. I know shady eyes when I see shady eyes, and I ain't never gonna doubt myself enough to pretend I don't see shady eyes when I look at you. 'Cause that's what they are. They just are. That's just how I feel. Okay, y'all behave, 'cause I'm not gonna do it. Absolutely not. Nope. If you made it this far, lucky number 7, drop a 7 in the comments. Mama loves you. Yes, she does. Peace.